on the 27th of July, 2026, and today is my daughter's birthday. And so I was doing a training, though, with one of my team members, and she is going to Chicago on Friday to work with another team member of our Hope and Possibilities Now group with LifeWave. And so they're doing a trade show, and they're doing several events, small events, home party type of meetings. And so we were looking at so many different dynamics of it. And so I wanted to, so I was focused with that, but I finished and I said, gosh, it is midnight. I mean, it was after midnight. And I really basically knew what I was going to speak about, and share with you tonight, but it was late, and I said, well, people don't care. And then you watch it again on YouTube, on the channel, and then it goes on to Spotify and Apple and all that. So I said, you know what? A commitment is a commitment, and I'm committed to doing this for you. And so here I am on my daughter's birthday. Well, now it's the day after, I guess, because it's after midnight, but that's here in Central Texas. So tonight's subject is resolve. And resolve is, and I wrote these things down, so I'd want to read them to you. A steady decision that doesn't shake when life does. That's resolve, meaning that you are resolved to do it. You're committed to it. It is that commitment, as I said before. God gave you that dream for a reason. So meaning there is a plan. And if you don't see that, know that, trust me, you will at some point in your life, because you will see a thread through things, whether you've taken that step to do something or that you basically put it off, whatever it might be, meaning if you did it, great. If you didn't, great too, because that's not going, if that is what you're supposed to do, because God put that in you for a reason. And so it doesn't really matter. As long as you walk with him and trust him and lean on him and ask him for guidance, it will be. But it is that. It's not just going to summarily happen. It's that it is that decision, that resolve, that no matter what, you're going to follow him. No matter what, you're going to listen to him. Because the truth of the matter, guys, is that I wouldn't be here tonight with you if I wasn't walking in faith, in trust, and hoping, knowing that God is in the middle of everything. Hope is not, it's really tied more to possibilities, meaning that you know that there is something there and that he is going to show you it. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God, and faith is the substance of things hoped for. So basically you have that faith, that knowingness, and that will lead you to hope, knowing that it's over the horizon. And that is where the 5 C's come in with Propel, meaning clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion. You must be clear on what you want. You must, because if you aren't, the whole plan, the business plan, doesn't have to be drawn up. You don't have to have copious notes of every step. No, because they're going to change anyway. But you have to have that resolve that you're going to do something. It could be a Bible study. It could be a new book club. It could be having your kids get involved in soccer after the World Cup. Hey, this is something to, it doesn't matter. It's about that clarity of what you're going to do, because again, it all applies. Even to the kids thing, because if you have an idea, let's say, and you then don't follow through, well, it's just an idea, which is fine. Could be for next month, next year. But the point is you have to be clear on your why you're going to do it. Because if you're clear on that, then you can then take that first step. As I said, it doesn't have to be formulated in a great fashion, but you have to know your why. Why are you doing anything? Back in the day, 50 years ago, I started selling Tupperware. Did I want to sell plastic bowls? No. But I knew as I knew that I needed money and I needed a car, and that was a quote unquote vehicle to get me there. So I took that step, not because I wanted to sell plastic bowls, no, but because I had the need and the desire to do the other thing. So I had that resolve. Now, what's interesting about it, guys, is I probably, in the bigger picture of my life, of everything I'm doing today, that was one of the not only foundational things, but training. I'd worked with them for 4 years. I was a manager for 4 years, and I mentored many people. And I was only 26 when I started, but I had a group. My unit, as they called them, was called the Megaphones, and after my name. And I wasn't the largest group, but we were one of the highest selling groups because we followed the format, the program of how to do parties, how to set up parties from parties, how to expand the horizons with other people joining our unit and our group, recruiting, I guess you would call it. So, but I look at it as expansion and helping others identify their dreams, goals, and desires and help them attain them. So my passion has always been creative, but my purpose is you, to help you identify your dreams, goals, and desires. So guys, I need to put my glasses on to read who might be here. And hello, hello, welcome to, thank you, Sophia. I have had this cross necklace for years. I'm talking about a lot of years. And, I don't know really where I bought it. I really don't. But this wire, it didn't come with it. And this wire, I have only taken this off several times for different reasons, help more for taking x-rays and things like that. But basically very small, very delicate, but it just reminds me of, you know, whose I am and where I am from. And so I have not taken it off. No, I mean, I wear other stacks around it of things, but I've had this. So thank you. Thank you for noticing it. But I'm here tonight to be here, I guess. It's late and I didn't want to not in honor of my daughter's birthday, but also to share with you about resolve, meaning that is that decision. And I'm going to read these few points that I wrote. A resolve is a steady decision that doesn't shake, because that's important. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Doesn't shake when life does. And God gave you that dream, that resolve for a reason. And so let's talk about that shaking, because how many times, and it doesn't have to be a big shake, big rattle and roll. It can be something that doesn't go your way or doesn't fit in the plan of what you think it should be. How many times does that happen? And that you go, oh, well, maybe I read that wrong. Maybe I shouldn't do that. No. If you know as you know as you know, when life starts to shake, that money didn't come in, that check didn't come in, that it doesn't mean, again, back to this cross, if you know that he is in control and that ask, seek, knock, Matthew 11, I believe, if you know as you know, then you, without a shadow of a doubt, you will take that next step. And the next will be revealed to you, Psalm 37. So bottom line, guys, it really is about clarity, being clear on what you want to do and the why you're going to do it. Take that step that will build that courage muscle. That courage muscle, I can do this, will help you build that confidence. That confidence will then help you to truly commit to it, to burn those boats, that resolve. Nothing is going to stop me. Now, things will change, things will evolve, but they will help you grow, to scale. So it's start, scale, and sustain. And that sustaining is that commitment. And then the last C is compassion, and that compassion is for yourself. Just knowing that God has grace is free, that why should you not give yourself grace? That is give yourself a break. That, as Mary Washington said in the Young Washington movie, if you haven't seen it, it's really a very important movie to watch and get history from. But the point is that she said to young George there, who had made a pretty big mess, and he was ready to give up, and she said to him, son, that failure, she used that word, was the greatest tutor. So it is life's learning lessons as you're doing them. You know, a tutor is somebody that comes into the house or is more casual than a schoolroom. And the schoolroom is life, and the tutor is the lessons that you learn. So take that step, guys. You will not regret doing it. So if you would like to learn more about the Propel program, go to propel.megandimartino.com/info. The course is there. It's a program, really. It's an interactive. It's 5 workbooks and 5 videos with each C. I work with you through it, but there's a community called the Propel community. So go and join that. That's no charge. Just click on that. So go to propel.megandimartino.com/info and join us in the Propel community. We do a lot of things. One, you get a message of encouragement every day, inspiration, encouragement. There's a archive of the podcasts that I have done over the years and do. Originally it was called it was called Unique Leaders Live. And then as I started working in writing, really, and putting together my business program called Propel, Your Business and Life Activation Program, I changed it to the Propel Deep Dive. But regardless, I interview really cool people that you'll glean a lot of information from, that they're in arts and entertainment and speaking and authors, and you'll learn a lot. But they all started with just a dream, with a hope, and knowing that there was infinite possibilities. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, help other people find it. Thank you for leaving comments. Truly does help. And ring that bell and you'll get notification on future lives, which I do often. So know that it's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. Have a blessed day, kids, and I'll see you tomorrow.